Hi. Whew, I'm so excited to hang out with you today. Looks like we're live. I am multi-streaming to 3 different platforms right now. So if you are jumping on, say hello. I'm going to see what all pops up in the comments here. Hi. Something has shifted. Again, hello, ta-da. It's me, it's Brooke. It's the real Brooke Mackey. Having evolved like another 1,000 times, I think, since the last time I saw y'all. Do you feel it? I'm so excited for what is going to come through today. I never really know when I sit down for these chats what exactly is going to come through. I do always have an energetic frequency, a feeling, a knowing, sometimes a title or some glimpses, some breakthroughs in my own life. However, when I do these chats not just for you, but for me as well. And what comes through is, well, you'll see. A lot's happened since the last time that we spoke. And maybe that's the case for you too. You know, the shift has been coming kind of subtly at first, but then growing, compounding, exponentializing. And I'm truly tapped into the quantum field, and what's shifting now is not something that is small. No. This is quantum. This is beyond imaginable, beyond. Beyond. You guys like my new office? Welcome to my cabin. Hi. Got this like killer, really comfortable couch. And then my green screen, but I can put all these great nature pictures. This is Grand Teton National Park, Wyoming. Go you guys. Seriously, like no matter where you're at, you are probably a tank of gas away from somewhere amazing. Go get out of your house, go be in some nature. You're welcome. Bring a cooler. Talk to Patrick. He's making a pop-up kitchen. Go hit the road. Okay. All right. I'm feeling it. I'm there. The energy has shifted yet again since last time that I was here and we had spoken. So much has changed. So much has moved. We had a fantastic, amazing, inspiring, eye-opening, reality-melting wealth shift retreat last weekend. It was absolutely amazing. You can actually come check out my page and you can look at details for that. And we will be announcing our next retreat here very soon. It will be over the summer. So we will be announcing that with plenty of time so people can plan ahead. You don't want to miss it. Seriously, you don't want to miss it. Okay. However, okay, I've got to tell you, every single time that you are committing to a container, every single time that you're committing to, you are deciding to go, you're making a choice to step into a program or go learn something or go move somewhere, whatever. The moment that you make the choice, the moment that you enroll yourself in that possibility is the moment that things begin to shift. Whew. Oh man, I just realized I just announced that we're going to be announcing a new retreat. So I'm already doing this to myself. How does it get better than this? Wow, get ready for another up level. Okay, so the moment that you choose to enroll in something, the moment that you choose to enroll in a possibility and you choose to go for it is the moment that your shift begins. Okay, because here's the deal. Change is inevitable. Have you noticed this? Have you noticed that every single thing in your reality is shifting right now, whether or not you like it? People's true colors are coming to the surface. People's behaviors are being revealed. Have you noticed? Nothing on the planet works like it did, and we are just at the beginning of the upheaval. Change is inevitable. And you know what? It was always inevitable. And yet, part of your programming has made you afraid of change, afraid of shift, afraid of getting out of routine, getting out of the rut, getting out of what is predictable, what is traditional, what is habit. And when people are in that space, when you are running on autopilot programs and you are refusing to acknowledge your truth in a time of great change and turmoil, if you do not choose, you will be drugged. And that is where we are at as far as humanity is concerned right now. The shift is happening whether or not you like it. The energetic shift is here. So are you going to actually allow yourself to expand, allow yourself to unbecome everything that you're not, so you can be everything that you really are? Are you going to do that? Or are you going to literally be drugged through the mud? And that choice is totally up to you. You are 100% in control of how easy or how hard the inevitable change, the shift that is happening to everyone right now. You get to say how hard it is. You get to say how easy it is. All right, so I'm going to tell you a story. My eyes look crazy today. Look at it. Oh my gosh. Okay, first off, I've got to tell you, we're going to talk about this a little bit, the art of the pivot. I've got to tell you, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm kind of weird. I'm really quirky. I am loud and out there, and I am definitely a complicated soul. And there are many, many things about me that make me very different than the bulk, the masses of people. Okay. And if you're here, you're probably a little bit like me. Like, we don't really fit in with the crowd. We stand out. We're disruptors. Maybe you've never really felt understood by the masses. Okay. So if you're here, like, hi, you're in good company. Okay. But as a result of me being me, throughout my life, I've had a whole bunch of haters drinking haterade, trying to like shoot their arrows in my back, trying to tear me down. And whether or not they realized the malicious intent behind the behaviors, well, regardless, it affected me, and then it transformed me and refined me and made me stronger. Okay. Yes. The art of the pivot. If change is inevitable and you have a choice between choosing it, leaning into it, going for it, rolling with the punches, going with the flow, like finding acceptance with what is actually happening and then making a choice and moving forward, you can do that. And if you do that, the change and the shift happens very easily. It happens very, very quickly. Or you could be drugged. When change happens, when an event happens that rocks your world, that knocks you off your path, that comes to like throw you off, do you just lean into it and like roll with it? Or do you stand there and try to fight the inevitable that's just obviously happening? Okay, I'm going to tell you the story now. So we hosted this wealth shift retreat. And the moment that we started to plan the wealth shift retreat, I always know that this is how this happens. Every time we book a speaking gig or an event or a vacation or a seminar or whatever, whatever. The moment that you enroll, the moment that you decide to go after the business, the moment, whatever it is, the moment that you enroll is the moment that the shift begins to happen to you. It's just in that choice, it's in the decision that actually gets the ball rolling, that gets the energy moving. And so when you enroll in something, the shift begins there, and then it actually extends far beyond the actual event. And this is why enrolling in, especially like live events or group events or things that have collective energy, right? You can create so much because you're enrolling in something that has accountability, that has some structure for you, and it will actually act as a catalyst to help you move through the change that's going to shift your entire reality. Okay, so we started planning this Wealth Shift retreat that we just hosted. Well, we started talking about it in September. We were like, yeah, that might be fun. But we didn't really start planning it until the beginning of October. And in the beginning of October, like a whole bunch of things just began to shift in my life. I'd had some big shifts over the previous few months. I was really leaning into, who am I now? Who am I really, like, at my core? I have made a decision that I don't want to be anything other than me in my life and in my world. And anything that does not allow me to be the fullness of me, like, please reveal yourself and then fall away. Because I don't have room for you in my existence, because I'm going to be the fullness of me, period. End of sentence. Which, by the way, like, is the most magical decision that you could ever make for yourself, and the most magical decision that you could ever make for the planet, because you being the fullness of you, the fullest expression of yourself, is literally the greatest gift that you could be to everything. Okay. So I made this decision for myself, and I am 100% committed to doing whatever the fuck it takes to have that be so. And I don't care who or what I have to lose in order to have all of me. I know that because I am like this, and because I choose to be congruent with myself, meaning the moment that I get an awareness that something is not true for me, I make a different choice. I pivot. I move. The moment I discover a truth for me. I have a lot of people in my life, they've been asking me recently, Brooke, how is it possible that your life shifts, I could speak. How is it that your life shifts and changes so quickly? How do you rebound so fast? How do you move so quickly? How are you always expanding? Brooke, how do you look 10 years younger today than you did a couple days ago? Well, because I have mastered the art of the pivot. The moment that I get the awareness of a truth for me, the moment, no delay, no hesitation. Sometimes there's some stuff I've got to go look at within that truth. I need to go deeper. I need to actually get to the bottom of it. See, this is the piece. Many people are not going deep enough into what's popping up for them, so they're not actually discovering the truth. But the moment that you discover the truth, the moment that you become aware, the moment that you just admit your bullshit to yourself, and then you choose to stop living a freaking lie, the moment that you do that, you reclaim your power. And honestly, if you are not willing to do that, if you're not willing to actually discover what's true for you and then take action on it, you are robbing yourself, the people around you, and the planet of your magic and your gift and your genius. You're a thief. You are robbing yourself of the fullness of the experience of being you on the planet if you are not willing to choose. Now, here's the thing. This is what a lot of people do. A lot of people, life will throw them a curveball, or they'll discover a truth, they'll get an awareness. And if that doesn't fit their agenda or their script, or what they think it should be like, they fight it. They fight it. They go kicking and screaming, and they resist the thing that's trying to set them free, the thing that's happening that's actually going to open up a doorway. Have you done that? Have you done that? Because if you have, like, I'm just inviting you to try on something different today where you don't have to do that, where you can have an awareness, you can have a truth revealed, you can, be blindsided, but actually move through it with grace and with ease, and have it be something that allows you to expand yourself, to become stronger, to become a bolder, bigger, better version of yourself. What if the things that are happening to you are not actually happening to you, but they're happening for you? Okay, so I'm going to tell you the story that I keep coming back to. Guys, I always come full circle. If y'all don't know me, I'm really ADD. I promise all the pieces will fit together, though, in a glorious trifecta eventually. Okay. So we started booking this Wealth Shift retreat, and wealth stands for Women Empowering All Levels to Heal. And we set this intention as we began to book this retreat and to plan this retreat to just bring together a group of queens that are committed, not to anything externally, but to the fullness of themselves, to creating well-being within self first, so that then that can pour and influence and fuel and nurture this direction. You have to get right here first before you can spread it this way. This is the cross, by the way. This is the cross that you were supposed to pick up. Here and here. So we set this intention that we would attract these type of energies, women that are looking to lead, women that are looking to do something big on the planet. And in doing this and in deciding to host an event like that, it caused us, all of us, everyone that is involved, to up-level from that moment, to grow from that moment. And I, by the way, really, really freaking love the path of growth. I am no less than addicted to it, I will say that. I spent a lot of my life actually being one of these people that I was drugged through a lot of things. I put myself through a lot of stuff because I wasn't listening to my intuition. I wasn't listening to the call of my heart. I wasn't doing things that were true for me. I was looking to every single person outside of me for what to do and who to be and where to go and how to act and what should I do? And I was miserable. I was addicted. My life was a cesspool of trauma and drama. I had nothing to show for it. And quite frankly, like every single time I tried to start to get traction, the wheels would just fall off again. And my solution for all of it, my solution for the pain that I didn't want to dive into, for the truths that I didn't want to admit, for the shame that I was carrying, for the judgments I was holding on to, for the belief systems that I refused to let go of and shift. My solution for all of that weight was to numb. And I did. And I did it in a lot of ways. Like anything that I could find that would somehow take the weight of all of this stuff that I was carrying that was never mine to carry in the first place. What will he think of me? Oh my God, do I fit in with her? But what if they don't like me? Shrink, shrink, shrink. And my higher self, my fullest expression of me, the all of this, tried everything to get my attention. Tried everything. I was talking to someone the other day about my past. And they wanted to know just how many times do I think that I went too far. And my answer is, I don't know. I do know I should not, by any stretch, be alive. I do know that I was so hard-headed, I was so unwilling, I was so stuck in my stuff that I drug myself through trauma after 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 drama. And then I wondered why I was miserable. I wondered why I was sick. I wondered why I felt so not me. I wondered why I was surrounded by wolves. Why this thing that I thought that I had created was pretty awesome, but it turns out there were a bunch of alligators and hippos, piranhas. Took me a long time to get the message that, like, look, this shift is happening and it's happening for you. Like, Brooke, maybe you don't have the whole plan. Maybe you don't have, like, you've declared this, you know the energy of what you'd like to have, but now you're upset that it's shifting. It took a long time for me to get that lesson. It took a long time for me to, like, bust through all of those things that I was carrying, that I was giving weight to, that I was giving power to. And all of those things, every single time I fed them my power, I gave away my power. Do you realize that you're doing that? That every single time you discover a truth for you and you avoid it and you don't take action on it, you are literally giving away your life force power, and you're doing it by choice. At some point, you actually do go from being a victim to being a volunteer. And if you feel like life has been dragging you through this shift, you know what? It's time to stop resisting it. It's time to stop fighting the inevitable. Okay. So let's talk about this. Here's the deal. Most people live their lives out of a state of fear. Most people would rather avoid, or they're anxious. They get caught up in worry and fear and doubt. And they kind of like, la 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 la. If I can't see it, if I can't hear it, if I just hide my head in the sand, it's just going to disappear. I'm not going to have to look at this thing. Most people are like that. But you actually have a choice on whether you are running away from something, whether you're resisting something, which, by the way, that which you resist always persists. Because in your avoidance, and you're like, no, 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 don't go there, you're actually exponentializing it. You're compounding it. What you resist persists. You are focusing on it with your unwillingness to acknowledge it. So you can be there and you can be perpetually creating more and more and more and more and more and more of what you do not want to have. Or you could, when You know, when it comes in, when the awareness comes in, you could, in that moment, okay, pivot. I'm now moving towards. I'm now moving beyond. So we started planning this retreat. And then we decided to do a cacao ceremony, which was phenomenal. We had almost 40 women on live from all over the world, which, by the way, don't miss our next one. We'll be announcing that soon too. And we did this cacao ceremony where Jasmine sent each sister her own dose of cacao, and we brewed it at home in our own homes. And then we met like this virtually. And we did this incredible heart-opening ceremony. And I got so clear. I got so clear in that ceremony of what I was really looking for, what I was really desiring. And it's interesting, once you become aware of an energetic possibility, once you become aware of something that you desire, and once you can feel it, it's real, it's right there, it's inevitable. It is going to show up. This is an energetic universe, and it's impeccable. So we did the cacao ceremony, and then a whole series of events happened in my life. And I realized that so much of my living and so much of my existence, while awesome, wasn't true for me and wasn't a good fit. And so I began to make some big power plays and some big moves in my life to find a greater feeling of authenticity and congruence with myself. If you really want to become a master creator on this planet, if you really want to create your life, if you want to be the fullness of you, if you would love to get paid to literally be you and do the things that you love, you must step into congruence with who you really are. And what that means is that means that you are being the fullness of yourself. You are an open, energetic conduit. And to accomplish that, you must go clear out all of the debris in your physical, your emotional, your mental, and your spiritual bodies. You must get it clear. However, when you get there, you can have true freedom in every area, and you become a master creator of your world. And so this has been a thing that I know I'm capable of. And every single time that I notice an incongruency in myself, every single time that I notice a truth that I'm not acting on, I take immediate action. And I'm bold about it. It is not my duty to, I better be careful about how I do this or how I say this. I don't want them to feel a certain way. No. Other people's emotions and reactions are not my responsibility. Living my truth is my responsibility. That's what I'm here for. That's what you're here for. You're here to be true to you. You're here to live an entire life and an entire existence that actually lights you up, that you find enjoyable, that has you feel fulfilled. You're not here to be like anybody else. You're here to be you. So I spent December very much in a cocoon in hermit mode in my little cabin here. And y'all, if you don't ever allow yourself time to do that, please do that. Please do that. Okay, you are a seasonal, cyclical being. You are tied to nature, and so many people have forgotten their true nature. They've forgotten this piece, that they're cyclical. that they don't allow themselves to have the downtime and the rest and the integration time and the quiet and the stillness that they actually require. We each actually require time to go within, time to be with yourself. Okay, like please make sure you're giving yourself that gift. So I took December and I really began to do some serious spelunking within me. And I am so excited about this version of me that is emerging and being birthed right now. I can tell you that everything that was my past is completely gone. And everything that I thought my future was going to be, gone. And I am creating quite rapidly and quite beautifully, by the way, from the space of nothing, from the space of no thing. See, I've discovered my ability to create. I've discovered my ability to lean into the shift, my ability to just trust the energy and to know that when something explodes, when something just totally implodes in my reality, as it has many times over the last few months, that is actually just a redirection, or a shift to something greater. If you can begin to stop judging the things that happen in your life as good or bad or right or wrong, if you would stop shooting all over yourself for things that, you should have done better. If you would stop looking to other people outside yourself for what you should do, but you would come here and listen here, you would find that your life begins to expand and shift in ways like most miraculous. So we spent the last week in Whitefish. I love this new Whitefish lifestyle, by the way. But we spent a whole week for a retreat in Whitefish on 40 acres in this incredible huge house in the middle of the woods. And I had this moment standing there, realizing that I haven't had a real job in almost 7.5 years. And I have for the last 7.5 years, done what I want to do, when I want to do it, with who I want to do it, for as long as I want to do it, with no one to tell me no. And that the more that I'm willing to do this thing, where I'm willing to just choose the change and lean into it and be the shift and just to be present in whatever's happening rather than fighting it or resisting it, the more beautiful and the more expansive my reality becomes. So we stayed in this gorgeous house and we met some incredible people and I learned how to swing dance. Apparently I'm really good at it. It just happened. Apparently I'm just a really good dancer in general. So funny. I actually I was taking dance as a kid. I have a story to tell you. I was taking dance as a kid and I really enjoyed it. And then I don't know what happened, but I just stopped going for some reason. And then I was 7 and I was thinking about, oh my gosh, I'd really love to do dance again. I should take dance classes. Thought that first pull, the pull on your heart that's trying to pull you forward. And then my mean girl chimed in and she was like, Brooke, you're 7. Those other girls are already years ahead of you. You're never going to catch up, which is seriously the most absurd thing ever, because really you're never too old to do something new. In fact, when I was in college, there was this woman in my math class who was 87 years old, and she had just always had a dream to go get a degree. It was something she always wanted to do. And she finally, at 87 years old, had the time and the space and the money to like go to school and get her degree. So she was doing it. And anywho, I was really inspired by that. But I have spent a lot of my life running away from and resisting my like everlasting desire to pretty much constantly be moving my body. And I didn't realize this until recently, how much I actually work so much better when I'm like free to move, and how much better I feel. And so I was out dancing. I mean, I don't know when we went the first time. My days run together. But I realized I didn't take the dance classes because I don't need dance classes. No, I'm just like naturally a really great dancer. Who would have thunk? Oh my God, I've got another example of this. So when I was 15, I started getting gray hairs. And I grew up in a family where like my mom will never have gray hair. She will never, ever have gray hair. And gray hair means that you're old and you can't have that. So I started dyeing my hair at 15. And I dyed my hair and dyed my hair and dyed my hair. And I was like total resistance to what my natural hair might look like. And no, it had to be this certain way. And no. Okay, well, you guys, I haven't dyed my hair now in like a year. Do you see this color up top? Yeah, that's the exact freaking color I was fighting to try to make my hair for 18 freaking years, 17 freaking years. I know this is a silly example, but I literally spent 18 years putting chemicals on my hair to try to change the color of it when it was already the color that I wanted it to be. If that's not an example of like what you want is already here for you, you got to just like stop the old pattern. I don't know what is. I'm going to come in the comments. Yes. Okay, I'm going to read this. Hi, everybody. Yes, the more authentic you become, the more authentic relationships you'll bring in. Oh my God, I love talking about this. I have had so many incredible people, by the way, come into my circle and come into my life recently. Hello, everyone. I love you so much. It's so fun. You begin to become yourself. And you know what this does when you're willing to be you? When you're willing to just be, you become just this lighthouse, this inspiration, this wellspring of creativity, this powerhouse that other people are like, whoa, huh. You become a crack of possibility. You just become, just by you being you, just by you living a life that's inspiring for you, by you being willing to like, yeah, I'm going for it. Are you willing to be someone that's like, yeah, I'm going for it? When you get a big idea, when you get a big download, are you someone that is actually willing to step into it, to step into the full calling and the fullness of you? Are you willing to do that? Because that, you guys, that is what we're being called to do right now. Quite frankly, like that's what you've always been called to do. That's why you're on the planet. But for real, you've got to begin to bust out of the chains and out of the cages and out of the restriction of the matrix, because the matrix is crumbling. You are not here to be small. You are not here to be little. You're not here to belittle anybody else either, by the way. So we went to BEtheShift weekend and it was marvelous, marvelous. And we went horseback riding and hot tubbing and out dancing and had a great girls' weekend of just fun. And I felt something shifting. Oh my gosh, I have to back up. I don't like working normal time. So sometimes things are out of order. Before Wealth Shift weekend, we were out one night and I had this, my old necklace was really beautiful. It was copper and it had a peridot in the middle. And peridot is wealth and abundance, and it's green and it's heart chakra. It's like heart opening. So I had this beautiful necklace that I had had since New Mexico, like a little over a year, and I had worn it every single day. And we went out dancing one night, and I could feel something happening within my being. It was when I had the dancing revelation. And I'm out and I'm just allowing the music to move through my body, and I'm just allowing the energy to flow, and I'm present and I'm in the moment and I'm in the fullness of me and I'm having a blast. And I sit down and I feel this like, whew, it was like I was like popping open. Like if you were like a butterfly in a cocoon, and that like final push, like that. Or you were maybe like a bird inside an egg. I don't know. I imagine that's what it would feel like. I had this feeling through my heart, and it popped open like that. And I actually had to like sit down. It was so profound. I was like, whoa. And then I felt my necklace go. I'm like, did that just... And I started touching it like this. And yes, sure enough, it had popped itself completely out of its wire wrapping. And the feather had fallen off of it. I had a metal feather on it. It literally fell to pieces. And I sat there and I looked at the pieces of this necklace, and you know, when things fall apart, they're always falling apart to make space for something better. And this thing had to break, had to fall apart, because my energy had shifted so much that it couldn't contain itself any longer. And I looked at the pieces on the table, and I said to Kala and Jasmine, I said, oh, something big just shifted. And I had this feeling within myself, like, I bet a bunch of other things are gonna start to fall apart. And sure enough, they did. See, all the things that you have created to please somebody else, they have to fall away as you step into the fullness of you, because they weren't created for you. So they aren't congruent with you. All the things that you did to please someone else, all the things that you did to fit into, you know, all those oaths and vows and contracts that you've picked up through this lifetime and every other lifetime, all of those things that you are trying so desperately to cling to and to adhere to are the very things that are causing you to feel like you're being drugged, that are causing you to feel like you're caught in struggle, that are creating exhaustion and adrenal fatigue and dis-ease within your body. By the way, someone watching here is hanging on way too tight to something. My hand is like cramping up, y'all. Drop that. You don't need to keep playing tug of war with people. You don't need to be engaged in that kind of a thing. You can drop the rope and maintain your power and remain standing. And then pivot and shift back to your awesome life. So we came in, Pam, I'm going to give you some awesome insight right now, okay? Y'all, I have a mean bitch switch when necessary. I'm like seriously one of the biggest sweethearts that you will ever meet, and I am loyal to a fault, and I will do everything in my power to protect you and help you and support you. And yet, if you cross me, I strike with a swiftness and sufficient enough pain to get the point across. I'll put it that way. That's called a bitch switch. You should have one installed if you don't have one yet. You can just ask for it to be added and you can absorb my bitch switch superpower. You can just duplicate it, okay? It serves you well. It is a feature of nature that actually allows for life and for survival of the fittest. You must actually have a bitch switch, so please install that. Now, I have a strong bitch switch and I don't fight. So, you know what, you guys, I used to spend a lot of time fighting. Every single time that you're fighting something, you're being drug. Okay? You are either fighting or you are creating. Fighting or creating. Fighting or creating. Which one is it? Love or war? Love or war? Fear or faith? Fear or faith? Okay? Which one are you choosing? Now, I'm a faith person. I am not a fear person. I will turn and face my fears, though, so I can realize that they're just an illusion and I can step right through to faith. Thank you very much. Because when you're avoiding, acknowledging, and looking at your fears, you're being drug. Your fears are actually like, if you would go look at what you're afraid of, that is actually the direct path to your greatest breakthrough. If you would just begin to do the opposite of what your ego says it wants to do, you'd have a whole new reality tomorrow. So it's really interesting. I don't fight anymore. I used to. I used to break faces and end stuff, and I just don't do that anymore. I can burn bridges with the best of them. However, I don't focus on fighting the old. Like, people are going to do what they're going to do, and some people are going to screw you over royally. Some people will come in and take direct advantage of you. Some people will present one character and then not be a person of their word and not follow through. Some people will directly steal your creation. Some people will do that. Some people will, on their deathbed, lie to you. Some people will absolutely shock you with the lack of integrity and quality of character that they present. Some situations will absolutely baffle you and rock you to your core. And it is your choice when that happens. When those types of things happen and they pop up in your reality, how do you handle it? What are you going to do? Because you can. You could stand there and you could freaking fight it. You could. I've had some heinous things happen to me. Things that have absolutely broken my heart. However, they have repaired my vision. They have shown me the truth and the depth of my personal character. They have allowed me to tap into a wellspring of creativity that I didn't know was there. I have discovered integrity of self. I have come home to my power and I have shifted. Do you feel the difference? Not because it was easy, not because it was smooth. No, actually, on the contrary. What has been happening, what has been shifting in my existence, and quite frankly, since December 21st, 2012, has not been easy. This path has been a lot. been worth it. Cease fighting the old right now. Just drop it. Cease repeating the story. Stop saying shit that isn't even true anymore. Stop perpetuating old cycles. Stop participating in drama that's not growing you, that's not serving you. Stop. Just freaking stop. Do yourself a favor and shut it down. Stop worrying about what other people think. Fucking drop it and walk away. Because I promise you, if you are willing to do that for yourself, you're willing to stop participating in toxicity. You stop allowing other people to have a say over your timeline. No, you're in charge of that. Just do an about face and pivot and go in the direction that you're being called to. There's so much more to come. You haven't even begun to have your best days yet. You are so powerful, so creative, so interesting, so unique, so different than anybody else. You are quirky and eccentric and beautifully made. There's no one like you, and you are the magic that actually has all of your reality work. And you know what? I know this about myself, and I know my security comes from me. I know what I bring to the table, and I am not afraid to eat alone. So, with that, I must say, every single thing in my life was just thrown up in the air with my decision to truly tap into my highest timeline, my greatest potential, my most wealthy self, healthy as well, it's included. And, you know, if I would have fought it, if I would have I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I wouldn't be stepping into creating everything that I'm now creating. And y'all, you know, I had something very near and dear to my heart that I've been working on for over a year. A lot of blood, sweat, and literal tears had gone into it. I had it ripped out from underneath me this week. And I'm truly grateful for that. I'm truly grateful. Now, I got to tell you, I was pissed off as all hell for a little while. And I had to activate a bitch switch. And now I'm grateful. I could fight it. I could go sue. I could actually do a lot of things because I am rightfully owed compensation for my creations. It would not be anything that it is today without me, and it won't be anything at all without me because I'm the magic that has it work. However, I don't fight things. And if someone feels like they need to do that and steal my content and my magic, that just shows me, number one, how freaking magical and amazing I am. And number two, how much they're not. See, I'm always grateful when people do reveal their true character, and they always will. Because now I know. And knowing is clarity. Truth is something I can work with. And quite frankly, it's fine because I got the news 4 days ago. I've already rebranded everything. Actually, we're growing exponentially, and it seems to have been the very best move that I ever could have made for myself, because now I get to do it my way with no one else's timelines, no one else's deadlines, exactly the way that I've been envisioning it. And it gets to be mine. See, yes, some people are here to restore, to help you heal, thrive, and grow. You bet. 100%. And you have all of those people, by the way. I mentioned the matrix is crumbling. Oh my God, the matrix has crumbled. The matrix, this thing that was like totally held together by trauma and drama and lies and coercion and control and manipulation, it's done. It's just collapsed. And if you would just literally pivot and about face, you can literally walk into the land of milk and honey, into your divine inheritance. I literally ask and then receive every single thing that I require is given to me. My life is amazing and beautiful, and it has been for a long time, and it just keeps getting better. Why? Because I know I'm the creator of it, and this is what I choose to create. So you can do that too. And you know what? Like, by divine inheritance, I mean all the resources, all the fun, the playfulness, the incredible people, the soul family. I have so many incredible people in my life and in my world. Thank you for being here. Hi. There's an entirely different way of living. There's an entirely different way of being, and we have to actually be it. You have to step into the state of being it. If you want to have a different reality, you must become different energetically first. There must be an energetic shift within you if you want to step into having something different. It is be, do, have, in that order. No other way. That's the problem. So many people are trying to do, action their way into a different life. Well, you won't get there that way. It doesn't work like that. You must be different, and you become different by actually following your truth. When you're following your truth, everything is going to implode. Everything that wasn't true for you will implode. Okay, like, you got to just actually let that happen, though. You've got to let it fall apart. You know, if you don't, you've got this crumbled foundation, and you're trying to build your new kingdom, your new reality, the thing that you know is possible, on a shoddy foundation. The whole thing is just going to fall. So when you ask for the new level, understand that with that expansion, you must be like this. You must be open-handed with everything and everyone in your life, because a lot of it likely is going to have to go. And it is worth allowing it to go so that you can step into a greater, fuller, grander expression of yourself. All right. Well, with that, I have shifted. Starting to lose my voice. I haven't talked this much in a little while. Better stop, because we're going out tonight. Thank you for joining me. I am the Queen Bee, and you can come and join us in the Beehive on Facebook if you are a queen ready to straighten her crown and ascend her throne. Come join us. We are a badass group of women that are stepping into our fullness of being and birthing into reality all of our greatest gifts. So come and pop by, join that. If you liked this broadcast, please come join my YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and share. I really would love to blow that up and start to get some of my nonsense out there. I do love tips, y'all. I was service industry forever. So if you like being in my presence, a little plus a little plus a little equals a lot. I've got my PayPal up there. I also have a Cash App, and I accept ETH all the time. All right. So much love to you guys. I'm so excited about all these shifts that are happening. If you are interested in any of the projects that I'm working on right now, come follow my personal page. Come message me on Facebook, and we can chat a little bit further. Really, I'm on a mission to be the fullness of me and to get paid better than I've ever gotten paid. And I want to help a whole bunch of other people do the same. I think that, if you are truly doing the things that light you up and bring you joy, that's kind of the point, isn't it? Like, drop the minutia, drop the things that are drudgery to you, and step into the fullness of your being. So that's what we're working on. And if you would like to partner up with me, help to get these messages out to more people, or expand or grow with us, I would love to chat with you about that. Okay. Anything else? Yeah. Pam, by the way, girl, you are just sister. Love you so much. She says, Brooke, it was the universe opening your eyes to the truth, exposing the wolves and allowing you the space to create from a solid foundation and from my heart. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Like, I asked for a shift, and here it is. And I just get to now be the fullness of me. And I don't think that there's a better thing on the planet than you getting to do that. So thank y'all for being here, and we'll chat soon. Much love.